Welcome to the Breakwaters podcast. You got a special guest here. You got Christopher Wirth. How you doing?
I'm good, my man. I appreciate the opportunity to be here today.
Yeah, so Chris, he's a professional speaker, author, trainer, coach. He also has his is a founder in No Quit Living, and also part of the Positivity tribe. So very good stuff.
Appreciate it. I'm excited. Like I said, it's always fun to jump on here. So I appreciate you having me.
That's awesome. Anytime. Uh, you want to tell everybody about yourself?
Yeah. So I played basketball and tennis in college, and when I graduated college, I coached college basketball for a bunch of years. I coached high school basketball, and I got into mental performance coaching and speaking, as you mentioned, and I've written two books. I have my own podcast, and just love spreading positivity. And obviously, I think in these days where we are in today in 2020 and 2021, I think we need more uplifting stuff out there. And I think, unfortunately, negativity sells. It's why I never watch the news.
Of course, I never watched the news as well.
No.
Obviously, we got some similarities out of the gate. You played basketball. Obviously, I didn't play as high level as you. I played for the Greek League. I don't know if you know about that. It's like it's a metropolitan team. You play around different churches. You go to Queens. You go to Brooklyn. I'm from Brooklyn, so you play in Brooklyn. You go to Staten Island. You go to the Bronx. That's a travel team with all the Greek community, people in
Nice.
the Greek community. So that wasn't my strong suit. My strong suit was tennis. I also played D3 tennis.
Where'd you play tennis?
I'm playing right now, St. Joseph's College. I'm a senior. It's
Okay.
been my last year, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. But tennis is really fun. It's a great sport. I did it in high school. I couldn't make the baseball team. I played baseball a little bit, but I wasn't as good as baseball. I started late, so I ended up getting cut. And my Greek friends like, please come for the team. It'll be fun. And then I became who I am today.
Nice. That's awesome, man. It's a fun sport, and it's one of those sports you can play for a long time as well.
Yeah. Do you want to tell everybody how you got into it as well?
Oh, I got into tennis.
Yes.
Yeah, my story is very simple. I played every sport growing up. I literally football, basketball, baseball, tennis, nonstop. Just literally, I was playing on teams, multiple teams every season. And for me, I love the competition of tennis. I like when you play doubles, you play part of a team, but also it's I think, and it's just my opinion, the ultimate individual sport out there. There's nobody other than you. You can't blame anybody else, and if you're going to win or lose, it falls, fortunately, unfortunately, on your own shoulders.
Of course. How about basketball too? Obviously, that's one of your great sports that you played. How'd you get into basketball?
My dad was and still is a huge basketball fan. I got the opportunity growing up. My dad was a sports agent for a short period of time, and we got actually now the Brooklyn Nets, but we had front row seats, actually four of them, for the New Jersey Nets for probably 21, 22 years. So I loved playing. I loved going to games, but my dad is the one that really got me into it. And then I actually coached my younger brother's AAU team as well. My dad was the co-founder of our organization called the Connecticut Flame here in Connecticut, and just it's been a part of my life. As I said, obviously I coached, I played it, and I get a chance now as a mental performance coach to work with a bunch of college sports teams, and we have quite a few college basketball teams we work with. So it's fun. I don't think I'll ever stop watching it, stop enjoying it, but it's my two favorite sports are basketball and tennis. So
Awesome. That's why we're gonna get along. You like two of the same sports that I do, so that's awesome.
The two best sports, but I think we might be biased, but it's all right. We can have our opinion.
Of course. And you New Jersey Nets, that's back in the day. I also had season tickets. My dad used to take me all the time. So big Nets fan now they're in Brooklyn. I've been and my friend has season tickets now and he always takes me. So it's a great experience.
That's awesome. What years did you guys have New Jersey Nets tickets?
Oh, man. I would say 2009, 2010, around there, like 2 years. That's pretty good.
They had some good teams back then, right?
Yeah, but I was fortunately like 1 or 2 years old when they went to the finals. So I wasn't into it back then. So it was tough. But later I had to Vince Carter. I like Jason Kidd. Also, I a big Devin Harris fan.
Really?
I gotta find the T-shirt. I don't know where it is, but I had a red Devin Harris T-shirt. My dad's like, "Who do you want? Do you want?" And I'm like, "No, Devin Harris." And I was like, "You want Devin Harris or Vince Carter?" I'm like, "No, Devin Harris." He got me a Devin Harris T-shirt, and he ended up getting a Vince Carter jersey, which I still have. So
Was Devin Harris number 12?
no, I was like 34.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was pretty. Yeah, it was pretty good.
That's funny.
Yeah, so obviously we talk about basketball. You're obviously a coach for the University of Bridgeport. And that's where Manute Bol played. I did my research. That's where he played. So let's talk about that.
Yeah, he played at University of Bridgeport way before my time. But when I was the assistant coach there, I actually had the opportunity to meet Manute twice. And for anybody listening, Manute Bol is 7'7". He is a monster. And my best friend, who was the women's coach at University of Bridgeport, is 6'11". So I have somewhere in either my parents' house or my house, I have a picture of me with my buddy Greg, who's 6'11", and Manute, who's 7'7". So I'm 5'11", so I'm under 6 feet. So not only do I look short compared to them, but I look like I'm a little kid compared to the two of them. But I had an opportunity to have dinner with Manute Bol, and just unbelievable guy, so giving. He made, I don't know how many millions of dollars, but I think he made around 25 million during his NBA career. And he ended up donating almost all of it back to his home country. I believe Sudan is where he's from, but just unbelievable guy, so giving. And unfortunately, he died a few years back, but one of the nicest guys I've ever met in my entire life.
Yes. Yeah, it's awesome. It's a great story. Obviously, I'm a coach. I work at Parkway basketball. Very great experience. I started off coaching 5-year-old kids, and now it's all the way up to 10, 12-year-olds. That's a big difference. I know it relates to you. It's like you have to be more authoritative when it's like when you're a little kid, and you can try to have fun, try to have a good time. But when the kids get older, you gotta be more authoritative. You gotta tell them the right way. What's the right way? What's the wrong thing to do? Do you want to get into it?
Yeah, I think, it's interesting from those type dynamics of 5 versus 10, 11, 12 and older. The challenge of coaching 5-year-olds is obviously you want it to be fun. You want them to enjoy it, but you also want to try to teach them some skills and let them understand some of the basics. And then when you get older to that 10, 11, 12 year age, and even a little bit older than that, that's where more of, I find, the coaching comes in, where you can actually work with them about different skill sets. And obviously you can get more into the rules, the fundamentals, but also I think at that point you can also see and differentiate the kids that are pretty good versus the kids that have a lot of potential. And I think if you look at some of the most successful men and women that have played in college and professional, I think it's probably around that age, 10, 11, 12, when they start to distance themselves a little bit from the other players. But also I think at that point you see which ones are really interested in becoming a better basketball player and want to actually put in the work. But then again, you also want to have that perspective of not too authoritative where it's not fun as well. So you kind of have to play both of the balancing game of being a good coach, but also, teaching them some stuff, but letting them have some fun as well.
Of course, yeah, no doubt. I feel like it's so much different now with the social media. I know you coached from 1999 to 2014. Very different back then. Now it's like so much different, I feel.
Yeah, it's definitely different, and I think depending upon the age level, it can be even more different in the sense of with technology and social media. But I also think the interesting piece with technology is you have access to so many more videos and programs and things where you can actually see. And I think the one thing that I see in 2021 is you have these coaches that are skills coaches, and you name it, from James Harden, Kevin Durant, down to rookies. These guys and girls are investing in these coaches, and some of the people that I follow on social media, just Chris Brickley, for example, is one of them. He's out of New York City. He does a phenomenal job. He works with a bunch of players, but I know one of his best players that he has worked with for the last couple of years is Carmelo Anthony, and he's worked with Carmelo, especially when he had the off year where he was not signed, and most people were saying he was, washed up, his career was over, and he worked with Chris hand in hand for that, and they still work together. But there's so much opportunity out there if you really want to invest in yourself in regards to becoming a better basketball player, but also for somebody like you who wants to become a better coach and a better version of yourself. I think the opportunity today to connect and follow other like-minded people is it's pretty awesome, and the technology is only getting faster and easier in so many ways.
Do you have like any advice for people struggling now in the pandemic? I feel like you would give great advice. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think the advice that I would share is advice that I try to teach and preach myself, which is trying to stay away from the news, because what I've found is the news is just super focused on negative things out there. It's what this political person's not doing, what this person's doing, what this state is doing. This state's not doing enough, too much. And I would say the other thing, which has been really interesting for me to watch, is I think be careful of who you're spending time with. So whether that's actual friends or that's people you're following on social media. And what I mean by that, very simple, is just try to surround yourself with people that are putting out positive content, people that are putting out uplifting stuff, because in a pandemic like this, we're all focusing on, getting through this together. And I think for me, the people that I follow are the ones that are really putting out uplifting information. And I would say maybe instead of, always being on your phone and always being on your laptop or computers, maybe take some time and old school, just pick up a book, go outside, play, play a sport, go for a run, do something physically active, where I think in today's day and age, too many of us, myself included, we rely way too much on these phones and things. And I think for me, it's amazing to have it, but I think we're all way too focused on being on our phones all the time.
I agree. Like, I feel like you figured it out. I feel like if you figure it out during the tough times, you can figure it out during the easy times as well. So I agree 100% what you said. Obviously, I wanted to tell you a lot of my students at the camp that I work at, very big fans of the show. You have any advice for them?
Yeah, that's awesome. I think that's really cool that they follow your show, and I would say just keep working hard, and whatever it is that you're passionate about, maybe it's basketball, maybe it's some other sports, maybe it's school, maybe it's art, music. The advice I would share is advice my parents and grandparents gave me, which is just, find a passion, find something that you're passionate about, and enjoy it, and put everything into it. And the other thing, that advice I would say, is during these challenging times, try to be nicer to your friends than maybe you want to in some ways, because you're having a tough time, you're having a tough day. Because I think the one thing that we all can probably admit during these challenging times is that, it's nice to have a friend just check in on us and ask us, hey, how you doing? How's your day going? So I would challenge those people, especially your campers, just to stay motivated, stay positive, but just check in on friends and ask a friend, maybe a brother, a sister, a parent, aunt, uncle, how you doing? Just wanted to pick up the phone, call you, say hello. I think those little things that we take for granted, I think for me personally, I've realized how important and valuable they are, not only anytime, but especially during a pandemic when we're dealing with challenging times.
Of course, I agree 100%. Like you always gotta call. Like I tell my friends, I call them, how you doing? We FaceTime, we call. Like just the little things make a difference. It brightens up your day, I feel.
Yeah, and I think to challenge you on that is even though those are little things, as you said, they mean so much in the big scheme of things, because I think a lot of times we don't do those little things because we say or we assume that they're little. But I think it's those little things that really mean so much during these challenging times. Like you said, and I think with technology, whether it's FaceTime, whether it's Zoom, or just picking up a phone and sending someone a message, I think we have no excuses now. Back in, 10, 20 years ago when technology was nothing, we didn't have the ability, but now we all have the ability to connect with people, and there's really no excuse why we can't do it more often.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. This is everybody's favorite part in the podcast. Do a quick fire and then we'll wrap it up with the final thoughts. If that's cool with you.
Let's go.
All right. So I know you're from Westchester. You're originally from New York. What's your favorite spot in New York?
My favorite spot in New York is tied between Madison Square Garden and the Broadway district of I enjoy plays. So it would be a tie between Broadway and all the shows and MSG.
Nice. Everybody, Cooperstown. You went to Cooperstown?
I've actually never been to Cooperstown.
Oh, man. You got to go there. It's one of the best Hall of Fames. I'm a bias because I like baseball, but best Hall of Fame's huge. It's a big area. Definitely got to go check that out.
Now, would you say it's better than the Basketball Hall of Fame?
100%. Basketball is like too small, and it's like you could barely see the pictures up there. I always got to find like where's Michael Jordan? Where's Kobe? Like I try to search in pictures up there. It's hard. Obviously, the football one's really good. Football one I like too. It's really good.
Have you been to the Tennis Hall of Fame in Rhode Island?
No, I haven't.
That's pretty cool. It's very, very small, but it's a cool place because they also have they have a grass court tournament there every year too.
That's awesome, man. I gotta check that out. I gotta tell the family. We gotta go check that out. It's for sure. Favorite snack?
Ice cream.
All right. So favorite flavor?
I don't have a favorite flavor, but I know they have one or two in the city, but Cold Stone Creamery, hands down, my favorite ice cream.
Yes, that's awesome. Braves or Astros?
I'm going with Braves. I'm a diehard New York Mets fan, so it's very hard for me to say Braves without shedding a tear because they're in the same division. But I don't know what it is. I just think the fact that they're there when literally nobody said they could and should be there, I think they got a shot.
I think they're like the Washington Nationals a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Young guns coming in, ready to play, and the Soroka's out, Acuna, Ozuna. They're doing it without their three biggest players. I feel like that's awesome.
Who are you taking, Astros or Braves?
Obviously Braves. I'm a big Yankee fan, so no Astros. Actually, everybody's not rooting for the Astros. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if you didn't say the Braves. So
that's awesome.
All right. Favorite color?
My favorite color is actually blue. My logos for all my companies are red, black, and white. That's because of Michael Jordan, the Chicago Bulls. But my favorite color is actually blue.
That's awesome. Favorite team growing up?
Oh, definitely the New York Giants.
Nice. All right. Another thing you get along. I like that. Giants. I'm a big Eli fan. Eli's my favorite player of all time.
No. Of all time?
Yeah, NFL is my favorite. I always grew up watching Eli as my quarterback, so he's been my guy since day one.
Okay, I respect that. I'm not a big Eli fan, unfortunately. Got to be honest. I don't in any way dislike him, but not a big Eli fan.
You watch the Monday Night Football with Eli?
Yeah.
That's a lot of fun. I love watching with them.
Him and his brother they have a pretty fun relationship. But I wasn't a big fan of his brother either.
Yeah. I like Payne. I like Payne Manning. I mean, it's pretty good. Favorite TV show?
Ooh, favorite TV show. Oh, man. That's of all time.
Of all time.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to say Sopranos.
It's awesome. Yeah, favorite athlete of all time?
Oh, no question, Michael Jordan, the GOAT.
Nice. Yeah, of course. Favorite movie?
A Few Good Men.
About coffee or tea in the morning?
Neither. I'm an energy drink guy.
Yeah, that's the right way to go. You know, a lot of people, they never said coffee or tea. They always say water. So you fall into that category for me.
Yeah, I'm a big energy drink guy.
Nice. And I'll wrap it off with the final question, the one I always ask people. That's their favorite. Who's your celebrity crush?
my celebrity crush has definitely changed over the years, but I would say of recent, just because she's been in the news so much, is I'm throwing out Britney Spears.
Nice.
Who's your celebrity crush?
You know, Faith Hill, Sunday Night Football. Yeah, it was like, oh, Sunday Night Football, and I could watch the song. Like, oh man,
she's
great. So.
She's old enough to be your grandmother.
Yeah,
that's awesome. That's awesome. I'm gonna change my answer. I'm gonna say Faith Hill also. All right, because we had a lot in common. I'm gonna retract my answer. It's no longer Britney. It's now back to Faith Hill also.
Nice, my man. I love to see that.
That's awesome.
All right, let's wrap it off with some final thoughts. Have any final thoughts?
Yeah, my final thought, real simple, is just it's what I tell my kids and my personal kids, but also kids and teams I coach, is just never give up, never quit on yourself. And when you find that one thing or those two things that you really want to do or want to try, just don't take no for an answer, and never quit on yourself, your goals or your dreams.
And make sure you follow Chris's podcast, No Quit for Living. You can follow on Instagram, NoQuit_living. And the website is noquitliving.com. So links in the description. Make sure you go check that out. Very good podcast.
I appreciate it. Thank you, man.
And where can people find you?
Instagram's the easiest, as you mentioned there, or the website. Those are probably the two best places that we're most active.
That's awesome. All right, Chris, thank you for coming on, and I'll see you in a splash.
I appreciate it.